Welcome to Wingman's Hangar, episode 33. I'm Eric Wingman Peterson.
I'm Rob Design Irving.
And you're not. Welcome to the show. If you're new to the show, this is everything to do with the new game Descent Underground, and it's a inside look at Descendent Studios and what we do during the week while we're bringing this game to life. So welcome. First of all, let's welcome our new backers. What? Look at that! That is awesome.
There's not enough room on the screen.
I love it. I love it. Thank you guys very much. And of course, thousands more on Steam.
Thousands.
That's fantastic. And also, we have a few new Undergrounders. Thank you guys. Thank you guys very much.
Welcome to the craziness.
Welcome to here's the thing about the Underground. We just reopened the Proving Ground, so if you are in the Underground, you can now go and test the Augur, the Predator, the overpowered and hard to hit Predator.
It's not as overpowered anymore.
And coming soon is the Torch and the Plasma Cannon. So the Underground is where we go to test stuff out before it gets to everybody else with the Steam Early Access. So join the Underground and get in earlier on the action.
We did not actually stop, and we should, to wish everyone a happy Blue Shirt Day.
Oh, it is Happy Blue Shirt Day. In case you didn't know, the day before Halloween every year is dude, I was totally owning that. It's Happy Blue Shirt Day.
I didn't bring my blue shirt.
Oh, come on. Who put the camera over there on the board?
No one told me.
Morlan is Blue Shirt agnostic.
I know. It's actually blue. He just stained himself at lunch, I think. So, Happy Blue Shirt Day. That's a nice blue shirt you're wearing there, Rob.
Thanks. It's an almost blue shirt you're wearing.
I know. I'm wearing a very bright blue shirt. So, coming up today, we have the Week in Review, where we take an inside look at what went on today, or this week. This week's Most Valuable Post, where we celebrate somebody who's made a positive contribution to our forums. We have forum feedback with your questions, and I hear there's a video this week.
What?
I know. It's very, very cool. So, let's get right to it. In the Week in Review, well, what happened last week that was sort of monumental? Other than Blue Shirt Day.
That's this week.
Yeah.
Steam!
Yes! We went on Steam on, was it Thursday, right? We
Thursday.
went on Steam Thursday.
Pulled the liver.
Steam Early Access. Now, you guys worked very hard to get that Steam green light during the Kickstarter campaign, and so we felt it important that we honor that and bring more people into the mines for us to fight and to kill.
We're having fun.
We are having fun. We have
with everybody
thousands of
else.
new players, and we're getting a lot of feedback as well that that we need from both our forums and from those forums. We have a 90% approval rating, which is good. We could use a few more reviews from
Positive
you. Positive
reviews.
reviews. It's funny because some of the reviews are like, one guy had this had a machine from like 1983 and said he couldn't run the game.
1983?
That
might be a bit of an exaggeration.
It's quite a bit of an exaggeration, actually. But it's still, he had a machine that is well below specs that will not be able to play the game like ever.
Where do I get my floppy
I know,
disks?
and he gave us a negative review, and you're like, well, it's below min spec. You see the min spec thing on the thing? But whatever. So if you want to give us a review, go to Steam, give us one. That's great. We have our first highlighted Steam review, and we're going to read it for you from Radian. Oh God, how do you say that? Radiation.
Radiation. Yeah,
Okay,
that's not a tough word.
Radiation, but the N is capitalized. It confused me. From Radiation, says he waited for something like this for over a decade, and it's looking great so far. The movement is smooth as butter. The aesthetics are great. The combat is great. The weapons feel good. The level design looks promising. Although I hope they have a bit more variety in design, and the art direction is shaping up to be great. We do have a lot more coming in design for the weapons.
Yeah.
Development on this title is making leaps and bounds rapidly, and they're working closely with professional Descent players to nail the feel. We absolutely are. I'll expand upon this once the single player is complete, but thus far is looking to be a promising entry into the Descent franchise. Nice. Yay! That's the kind of stuff we like to read. I got to tell you, being in development is a little scary because we do open development, which helps us a lot because we get a lot of feedback along the way. But whenever you put something out there, you don't know what you're going to get.
What if they hate us?
What if they hate us? Well, yeah. And so it was really nice to see that. It's always good to read those reviews. And I know that Winglet likes reading them all day. He goes, Dad, did you read the blah, blah, blah? I'm like, yes, I did, I'm trying to watch the game. Anyway. Also, we have signed up with Alienware on a co-marketing deal. And we are in the New York Microsoft flagship station on the Alienware. There it is right there. That Microsoft opened up a flagship station for kind of like Apple in New York City on 5th Avenue. Isn't that cool? And on
Look
the
at all those
Alienware
people.
floor, on the Dell floor, well, look at that. There we are on the big screen. Anyway, our game is featured there. So if you're in New York and you want to go by and play it, it's in the Alienware section, the Dell section of the store. And it's only the single-player bots.
Yeah, they're set up for
because
the bots.
They didn't have, we were like, hey, you want to connect network-wise? They go, no, we don't allow network.
No, we're not.
So we're not doing the network stuff. So anyway, it's just a single-player bot stuff. But you know what's badass that we are in that store. I mean, we're in early access and we're already making headways like that. So thanks, Alienware. We love those guys. They are supplying us as part of the deal. Lots of machines, notebooks, things like that, and a lot of support. So
Support for going to trade shows and things like that.
absolutely,
which is really huge.
We'll be rocking
That's
the
huge.
Alienware gear. You know, not the only ones. We've Razer, as you know, Oculus. We're partnering up with quite a few people because we're small and we like the free stuff. So.
Truth in advertising right
Yeah,
there, folks.
no, it is. But it's also very important for us to help get the word out. Other than you guys out there pounding the pavement, hitting the bricks, and letting people know what's going on, it's always good to partner. Like Alienware has 6.5 million users on their social media stuff. So we're going to get a page there that we'll be able to tell everybody about our game, and it'll draw more traffic. And literally, we want to take Descent to the next level. And even though we're doing really well and we're happy with our progress, we can always use more people in the mines to shoot and kill and fight.
And
So-
you build more mines.
We do, and speaking of that, we've got our Agents of the Underground. These are Twitchers and YouTubers that have been featuring Descent Underground. BadNewsBaron has done it. Thank you very much, BadNewsBaron.
I can kill him. Ah.
What the Saurus? Oh shoot, I can't say that. What the heck is WTFOSaurus has featured us? Mike, please bleep that.
Redacted.
From and also. Scott Manley, one of our favorites, Scott Manley, and we wish Scott all the best as he was.
Welcome back to YouTube.
Welcome back to YouTube. Yeah, right. He was up dealing with a family matter in Scotland, and our condolences for that. ZDuck72 showed off his mega missile triple kill. All right, cool. That's well,
Check team.
Check team.
Check team.
Check team. Yeah, I think it looked like he got 3 kills, but I think at least one of them was a teammate.
Negative points.
Negative points, but still an achievement. The Wingman philosophy. All must die when they get made.
It is ever present in this office.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Well, we just got a gift. We got a gift from Vorxion.
A gift?
Yeah, a gift. It says, "Congratulations on early access. Thanks for all the hard work." Well, thank you, Vorxion. We truly appreciate it.
I bet that's in the studio snapshot.
It might be. It's in the studio snapshot. Let's take a look at that.
Razer sent us stuff. We're going to be supporting their Chroma thingy that makes your keyboard light all cool and stuff.
The Razer stuff's here.
Yay!
Thanks, Nick.
This is our initial tests for the virtual joystick. It may be my least favorite way to play the game. Yeah, we're working on it because some people are having difficulty with the way the mouse is set up now. And some people have requested, oh, let's try a virtual joystick.
Hey guys, we just got a gift.
Cool.
One of our first gifts. Let's see what we got. I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. There's a card in here from Wrights. It looks like it's a rum cake.
Rum cake?
Rum cake. That's what we need.
I like the word rum.
That's all we need is more alcohol.
It's from Vorxion. Thank you, Vorxion.
thank you.
Congratulations on early access. Thanks for all the hard work. All right, guys, what are we saying?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Vorxion.
Oh, that reminds me. We haven't named this slice.
We're not naming this. Thanks, Vorxion.
Yeah, I just hammered the cycle missile button on the gamepad repeatedly until now both clients are about 20 FPS as long as they're looking at each other. Wow. Funny thing is, I have control over both ships for some reason now, which is not something I ordinarily have. I'm having a lot of trouble just fighting myself.
It's like a gunslinger practicing against the mirror.
Oh, actually, if I just one more shot on him, I win. There we go. I did it.
He killed his doppelganger.
Yeah.
I've been playing with the homing missile code a little bit, and we think we've done a little bit better job with them now, so we're gonna take a look. It's now the, it's sort of got the target approached. How about there? Does it get him? Oh yes it does! Pick one, anyone! Woohoo! Oh, couldn't turn it fast enough that time. Alright, mega time. He tries really hard, but sometimes he can't turn fast enough.
Wow, that's always fun to show. I know Phil loves the Studio Snapshot.
That's the centerpiece of
And
his weekly
yeah,
forum.
It is, and Vorksound, thank you
podcast.
very much. We appreciate that. And Mike, did you get a chance to try any of that rum cake?
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I haven't
You
had
eating
it
now? That's great. Wow, thanks, Mike. Does he needs a Heine lick. You're eating it too?
What? I'm not even.
We dropped the Wingman's weight segment because Wingman's weight wasn't going the right direction.
We're helping you out.
No, thanks very much. Appreciate
that's pretty
it.
good.
Wow. Thanks, Vorksound. At least they enjoy it. By the way, that rum cake has been destroyed all day in the office. It's yummy. I heard it's yummy. What else went on this week? We got the virtual joystick in. We got a little bit on single player with bots. And you know what? We saw this really cool trailer that Elite did where they were flying the buggy around shooting stuff. And we thought, hey, we could have some fun with that. So Kaji, we've got a whole single player campaign coming up. So we thought, let's do a little single player tease for what it might look like. So Kaji put together this video over the weekend. Take a look at this.
2601 Freedom, reapproach surface B725 Celestia, copy.
Copy that, Hollister. You're close to the anomaly. Be careful out there.
See the weather here. Long drinks ahead.
Hollister, this is not the time for jokes.
Copy that, 2601 Freedom. I'm on my way.
301, Marsling 17024, Angels 9. Signal broke down 33, button 17.
301, read back, correct. Block 7144.
I'm going to map some rock examples. I can see several types of mirror-like patterns here.
207, holding hands with a 205, the low state, 205,
Oh my god.
Hollister, please repeat.
I don't know what it is, but it's huge. Freaking huge. It looks dangerous.
Hollister, the anomaly is not friendly. Head to the next red zone. We are clearing the area. We are both the mission.
Wow, very, very cool. I like Kaji. Kaji's always amazing for... I hear there might be a recut of the really badass trailer you did earlier.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. Let's see what... Hey, by the way, this week we also have new music in the game from Dan Wentz.
New jams.
Our audio director. He's done so. And so the 3 levels, if you get onto play the game, the 3 levels all have their own music now. Very cool. That guitar, what did you call the guitar solo?
Epic Guitar Jam.
Epic Guitar Jam. It's pretty. That's in Mobius, right?
That is in Valor.
Valor. You're right. It is in Valor.
Which means you get it when you're playing the bots. It's perfect
and
bot
the,
music.
And the bots, too. We did have some fun and put some Halloween sounds in on the bots. So if you're interested in growling and stuff, the Halloween effects are in there. And I did an interview on MOTD Media. That was fun. Just did a real quick interview with MOTD. And they asked us about the game. And we kind of talked a little bit about Hot Rock and what's coming up with that. So that was cool. And now it's time for Keith Dunkelza McCormick with this week's Most Valuable
Post. Take it away, Keith.
Welcome to Most Valuable Post, where we celebrate someone who's made a positive contribution to Descent Underground in the community. This week, we celebrate somebody who thought about a pretty important issue for long-term community building. We've talked about it a little bit, but they actually started thinking about specifics and what kinds of things might be important. What we're talking about is a statistics API, so players being able to track things, not just like kills and deaths, but all sorts of little details to the game that really make esports exciting. So congratulations, Rooster61. You're this week's most valuable poster.
Wow, congratulations, Rooster61.
Thank you for your contribution.
That's right, MVP.
And everyone for their
MVP.
contributions.
And you know now what time is it?
What time is it?
No.
It's time for forum feedback.
Smoky head.
I think we need a new head.
It's time for more head.
I don't offer that service.
Yeah, so he says. From Fossil Fern, who's a streamer. A steamer. Oh, a steamer question, our first one. Since this is using UE4, will it have DX12 support?
Well, it already does.
Yes.
Sorta.
In fact, what was the game that came out and said they were the first one that had DX12, but we were already
2 hours later.
They were 2 hours after us, and we had DX12. Now you can, if you're in the launcher, you can go to the settings and select DX12. As everybody knows, DX12 is sort of still in transition.
It
So
does say experimental.
experimental.
on
Now,
there.
what we found is we get about a 20 to 30% hit this way, in a good way, for frame rate. So
But
check
it gets
that
a
box.
little less stable.
Yeah, it is a little less stable, but you can give it a shot. So we do support DX12. We're definitely going to be supporting it. A video question. Well,
that was embarrassing.
I know, but let's take a look at it.
Greetings, Wingman and Designopotamus. PyroJockey here with a video question in an attempt to keep WingNoob at bay. This is the current top of the line from 3D Connection. This is a Space Pilot Pro. Their current devices use a puck instead of a ball. This one has 20 programmable buttons with up to 31 functions because they are shiftable. Now the problem I'm having is it's very slow, the response isn't that great, and it's kind of like pushing my way through mush. Currently, I have no way to address the sensitivity in Descent Underground. So my question is, will there be support in Descent Underground for 3D Connection devices?
Very cool, PyroJockey. Loving it. So will we support the 3D Connection 6-off controller?
Well, we'll certainly look into it. I mean, anything cool like that, you put it in front of Jason or Pixley, and the next thing you know, it's working in the game. So.
Anything that Unreal Engine 4 supports, we will be supporting, but we'll also be supporting more stuff like this. So
especially if plugins show up for other devices that we
Right.
can use. I mean, we know we do use the community.
Right. So if you want to send us one, we'll have it in the game by tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding. We'll be wanting to support as much as we can. So thanks for your video question. If you guys want to make sure your video gets featured, send it in. We'll put it on. From ReadyMan, will there be a mass driver or gauze weapon in Descent Underground? How about guided missiles, Mercury missiles, bombs, droppable cameras, or smart missiles? Well, that's a lot.
Okay, let's see. Let's go through those in
I'll
order.
put it in front of you.
Yeah,
so
put it
you
in front of me.
can
Okay, mass driver, possibly. The insta-hit weapons need to be balanced in some way in that they wouldn't be able to do, they'd have to do less damage up close so that they're not just the only weapon people use. Limited ammo as well. Gauss weapon, maybe. That one, there's a little bit of a split in the community about whether they really like it. As far as the old players who used it, we'll have different types of weapons that they don't know
Well, they can
about
always
yet,
turn it
too,
off
but
if we
yeah.
do put it in their hosted servers.
Guided missiles, definitely planned. Mercury missiles, maybe. Bombs, maybe. Those don't make as much sense in weightlessness, but proximity mines,
maybe not in
yes.
phase 1.
Proximity mines, yes, but maybe somewhere down the road. Phase 800.
Droppable cameras.
Yes, that's definitely planned as one of our gadgets.
And droppable sensors as well.
Yeah. And smart missiles, abso.
Oh man, I cannot wait for smart missiles. And what about? We missed. What about the ACAT cannon? The one with the little puffs of smoke that do. Yeah. What about ACAT cannons? That's from this morning's little.
This was Eric's morning brain cloud.
Brain fart. I always have a lot of those. It'll be in there. From Milkman, an undergrounder. Now that DU is on Steam, are we following a general roadmap at this point? And with funding, no longer driving features? Yeah, that's a great question because that's actually, other games are having that whole stretch goals, scope creep thing going. So we kind of took a look at how we worked on that. And yeah, we're not going to have stretch goals anymore. We think that now that we're on Steam, it just makes more sense for it to be just a buy once, play forever kind of thing.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, we do have a battle plan for what we're going to build.
And we are following roadmap. Yeah.
But at the same time, the
the shaman and the warlock are completely. Everybody's going to get those, and so at least during testing period, all the ships will be there for everybody to play, so that we can, But again, we'll stop selling ships too, so some of them will be unlockable later. But for right now, everybody can play, have fun with it, so it's there, including the TORCH, which is hitting the Proving Ground soon. Just saying. So we changed a little bit. We pivoted. It seemed like the community spoke to us about not liking certain ways of doing it, so we listen and we agree. From Sedna, if someone pledged on Kickstarter for the Warlock Now that the stretch goals are gone, will they get the Torch and the Warlock?
Here you go, jumping questions again.
I
You
know,
already
I know.
answered this one.
I know, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's essentially
yes.
That's easy to say. So you'll definitely, if you pledge on Kickstarter, you'll have them both. The way we're currently thinking it's going to work is when you get to the final game, you know, everything's unlocked now, but once it ships next year, it'll be like only the ships you have will be unlocked, then everybody else will have to go unlock them through the single player stuff like that. So from Luke Carme, will there be visual burn marks and wear and tear when damaging opponents? Right now, it's pretty hard to tell if someone is full shields and armor.
We're definitely looking at
I like that
the
idea.
potential for that. It's not on the immediate roadmap for sure. It would be nice to have though. That is a good point that you can't tell.
Yeah,
how
it's
damaged
pretty
someone
cool.
is.
There are ways you can do that. Maybe like add little puffs of smoke or trails as you're going around if you're injured, because the hole doesn't get fixed. At least not yet. What the Warlock is going to fix the hole, right?
Yeah,
so
that's the Shaman.
No, the Shaman. The Shaman fixes the hole. Warlock drops the okay, cool. Tools and gadgets. So yes, I would like to do that. I don't know when we'll get to that.
It's just a matter of when we can do something.
Do you remember those puffs of smoke we had with the missiles at first? It was like a steam engine coming down.
I don't think you'd want to have the whole map filled up with puffs of smoke.
My God,
from
could you
all the
imagine?
smoky ships.
Could you imagine that guy with the really crappy machine that gave us a negative review on Steam trying to play with the smoke? His frame rate would be like 1.
Everywhere I go, there's just smoke.
It would be. It'd be like a game of Eve with 2,000 players. Frame rate, 1 frame in a second. From Skeleton Bane, if I earn something like a ship insignia that's on my Descendent Studios profile, how would I get it to my Steam profile?
When we get all the entitlement into the game, that will come because you are still logging in when we're going to hook up those accounts, which we do already connect you through our web server.
Right. I think John Elfin got the connections working today. So look soon to where the folks that have joined through Steam will be able to interconnect and link with our own website. So that's coming. It's not a super simple process, but it looks like it's working. So as soon as we have it tested, we'll get it out to you.
We'll let you link those up in the future.
Right. From White Shark, how many CPU cores will this game support? Or how many cores are enough for the best performance? AMD or Intel? Metallica or Megadeth? So those are separate questions. So let's hit them up. So how many cores will this game support?
This is when you need Creeper programmers.
We do need Creeper Dev to come in here and say that. As many as you can afford.
Well, it's how much it can use, and I don't remember off the top of my head how much the Unreal Engine will make use of multiple cores, but it's based on what the engine does.
You know what this calls for? A shout out. Let's try a shout out.
Some really good cake, by the way.
Yeah, we can't do a shout out when they step out. So that may be a question that goes to next week. So it will support multiple cores. I'm not sure how many.
I think right now it doesn't make the Unreal Engine doesn't make that much use of them in parallel, but it's all a matter of what they do with the engine.
Graphical cores. I mean, the more you have on the graphics card, the better you are. So AMD or Intel, Rob? What do you use?
We don't take sides.
We don't because we are partnering with both.
We heart them all.
Yep. Metallica or Megadeth?
Duh, Metallica.
Neither. It's AC/DC. So, it's time now for our Hot Topics. Hot Topic is where we take a look in the forums at what's been hotly discussed by people. This week it is a forum post by Custard. She basically comes down and says, if I were to choose a single thing that most separates modern style games from classic ones, it would be immersion. Things being more believable, not to be confused with things trying to be true to realism. I am flying a ship, and that is a rock wall with some pipes in it. I crash into it, it hurts. So, and then it's a huge long thread about
avalanche of posts.
But it's great. It's an awesome discussion.
Wonderful discussion. Absolutely worth a read. Everyone has good points on both sides. There's not really even sides here. It's
no. Well, it kind of did devolve into a old school versus new school thing. But I just want to say that that's one of the beautiful things about Descent is that there are strong opinions about what Descent is: single player, multiplayer, D1, D2 versus D3. It's like all these different things, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. So we read these things. We're making Descent Underground to be its own animal, its own complete animal. We're starting with the core, and we're growing out. And with the branch, where we go with this is, going to be decided by us and with your involvement all along the way. So we love the topics. We love what's going on. We love the old school folk. We love the new school folk. We love the people who didn't go to school, folks. So, it's...
And Custard, we do hear you.
And Custard, yeah, we hear you, and thank you very much. So that's this week's Hot Topic. Wow, thank you very much for that topic, Custard. We appreciate it. It's very, very important that we all get in there and touch old, new, we all get in there and talk about it. Now, Rob stepped out to get a little more of that rum cake. Better get me a piece there, Irving. And meanwhile, we got a chance to talk to Mitch Gitelman from Harebrained Schemes, who are doing the BattleTech Kickstarter. Don't want to miss this. Hey everybody, we're here with Harebrained Schemes LLC. Mitch Gitelman, how are you, man?
I am happy to be alive.
Now, you guys are in the middle of a Kickstarter. It takes a lot of effort. Now, you're doing a BattleTech Kickstarter, which is huge for those of us fanboys like myself. How's that going?
It's glorious. Oh my God, it's amazing. And yeah, it's a lot of work. Running a Kickstarter campaign is just running a project while you're running a project. It's a whole project in and of itself. And, it's the first thing you think about when you wake up in the morning. It's the last thing you think about when you go to bed at night. Every moment in between, basically, you're working the Kickstarter.
It is. It's a campaign in and of itself. And and having the fans so close to it is absolutely glorious.
Being this close to the audience and interacting with the audience every single day is joyous. And now, it's our fourth Kickstarter. And the joy has only increased rather than decreased.
See, and that's true. You guys are like the gold standard because you guys have had you've delivered all 3 times. You're going to deliver this 4th time, and it's not they're not just kind of decent games. They're incredibly good. I mean, people love them.
Yeah, it's really rewarding. The whole idea behind what's going on with us is we're trying to create a long-term relationship with our audience. This isn't like a one-night stand for us. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Hello, honey. I don't know anything about what he's talking about. Just talking to my wife real quick there.
Cool. And I've only heard about these things on the internet.
Yeah.
But, nevertheless, we're trying to get married to the audience and stay with them and really develop this relationship and kind of a personal relationship. And like I've said to other people before, it's kind of like we want to be your favorite garage band. We're not trying to get rich and famous. We're just trying to make our music, man. We're passionate about what we do in a big way. We kill ourselves to make these games, and I think that's why our review scores reflect it. We love what we do. We're really trying to, with our Shadowrun games, what we're trying to do is make Shadowrun come to life for people. And there hadn't been Shadowrun video games for years and years, not counting that first-person shooter, which was, let's just call it not Shadowrun.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah, I remember it too. But really creating the setting and making that setting come alive is very important to us. And it's the same mentality that we're bringing into BattleTech too. The BattleTech universe has been around for almost 32 years, right? There's 200 novels, there's comic books, there was a Saturday morning TV show. It's been all sorts of games. Like you played in the BattleTech pods, right?
I did.
Yeah.
I was a grandmaster in the BattleTech
Those
pods.
Those kicked so much ass. Yeah, I used to have, when I was at Microsoft, I had 6 of those pods all connected up. Oh, yeah.
So jealous.
And there's just nothing better than finishing your workday and then going to play around.
That's where you call the wife. You call the wife and say, "Oh, I got to work late, honey," and you got a few.
And she's like, "Oh, wait a minute, the pods. You're playing the pods again, aren't you?"
Now, did you guys have, I guess, Red Planet in there as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you got to understand, my team, the studio members, were also the people that made the pods.
Ooh.
Right. So yeah, they made Red Planet. They were, they loved BattleTech, but man, they loved Red Planet.
It's a great experience. We just did Rooster Teeth convention down here as we're doing Descent, right? And right next to us in the booth was some team in Houston that's running the BattleTech pods. And so we partnered up with them.
Yeah, they're still out there.
Yeah, and we played. We would come in and play with them before the show started. It was amazing.
You still any good?
Not as good. My 16-year-old whipped my ass.
Yeah, that's what they're for. All 3 of my kids can kick my ass at every game.
It's all right. I want to get back to the passion thing, though. I think that I firmly believe that good games are made when we're making games for ourselves, right? For what we kind of want to play. And
I think there's an element of that, absolutely, yeah.
You guys set out to make BattleTech. You guys are like the original creators. So tell us about that.
Sure. Well, Jordan created BattleTech in '84, I think. I joined around the virtual world centers, those BattleTech pods. He and I started working together. But we've been off and on for years. We met each other doing paper and pencil role-playing games back when there was just FASA Corporation.
Don't you think every good game can break down to paper and pencil? The paper and pencil is really the key to a good game.
Yeah, and the other thing is that one of the things that we're both passionate about is world building, right? And having this real scale of world behind with, and that's why the Shadowrun games, I think, are so rich in detail. And that's what we're trying to mine with BattleTech, because again, BattleTech's got this 32-year history with all of this stuff, and so much has been written about it, and it spans hundreds of years, several centuries. And so there's all these time periods that people like to play in and write about and stuff like that. And that's fodder for us, and we feed off of it rather than think about the lore as a straitjacket, how some engineer or some development teams might. It's like, oh God, now we got to deal with all this BattleTech crap. For us, it's like, oh my God, thank goodness we have all this to milk for great stuff. And so we look at it as just a wealth of riches.
And you guys, and this is for the PC. What are you going to be on?
Yeah, PC, Mac, and Linux. And we've got about an 18-month development cycle. Right now, we're still in pre-production. We're prototyping our turn-based combat mechanics. Everything just concentric circles out from there.
Yep, sure.
So a lot of times we get some really interesting questions from the audience when you're doing a Kickstarter. Of course, they're like, "How are you going to handle this? How are you going to handle this?" And the answer is, I don't know. We're prototyping right now. Well, I'll tell you by the end of the year or something like that, because that's when we'll get to that answer.
No, that's what I was going to say earlier about the challenge, because when you're making this stuff, the audience, I love the audience participation. I love them being part of the process. I always tell the story. We were making Starlancer, and I think you were at Microsoft back then. When we were working together, and we spent 6 months making co-op missions, so you could play the entire thing through cooperatively with up to 4 players in the missions. And every time you played with 1 player or 2 or 3, it opened up other branches. And so
That's great.
it was fantastic. Nobody played it. It was like...
That's too bad. I love co-op. That's a big
me too.
thing for me. That's one of the most requested features for us is, because our last funding goal is PvP multiplayer. We've hit every funding goal up to PvP multiplayer.
Wow.
That's the last one. Do co-op. Are you going to do co-op? And the answer is we would love to do co-op. We intend to do co-op. Every dollar that we get past $2.5 million, we're going to put towards co-op. We're just not committing to it on day one.
Fair enough.
It's all about a live team that comes afterwards.
Well, exactly, and I think and you guys are doing that right. I mean, you guys are looking to continue to build this for forever if you get that lucky.
Yeah, we've got a whole product plan past this, absolutely, and it's really exciting to be a part of the whole thing and watch it grow into what it can be. And I think down the road, of course, I'm not going to talk about down the road, but we've got some really exciting ideas for where this thing can go. This is just step one.
That's beautiful. I mean, that's sort of right in our wheelhouse, too. So how much longer do you have on the Kickstarter? Just a few days?
There's just about 4 days. Yeah, it ends Tuesday at noon Pacific time.
Wow. And you've already blown through it. It's fantastic. We're very proud of you guys. Tell Jordan I said hello.
Thank you. Absolutely.
And make sure you guys go check out their Kickstarter page and definitely back this project. This is the gold standard, everybody, of Kickstarter teams. This is what we at Descent Underground and Descendent Studios are trying to strive to be. So,
well, thanks. It was really great to be here, and thank you for the kind words.
Well, you guys deserve it. We're big fans, and we're going to be watching day to day. And I kind of feel like Kickstarter projects are like united artists. We got to all stick together and support each other.
I totally agree.
Coming up this week at Descendent Studios, like we said earlier, Steam account linking is coming.
Coming.
Proving Grounds is up and ready for action. For you Undergrounders, if you're in the Undergrounders, if you're in the Underground, it's a subscription-based thing that kind of helps dev out a little more than the average Joe, but you get access to earlier stuff. So, like plasma cannons are going to be in very soon. Proximity mines are going to be in very soon. In fact, I think we're checking those in either today or tomorrow.
Working on them.
If the Auger is in already, you want to get in there and try to fly the Auger. Check out its stats, how it flies. And the Predator, if you want to get it.
Super overpowered Predator.
the bumblebee.
Now slightly less overpowered.
Yeah, it's in there. So get in there and fly it, and then you guys in the underground will be the first to fly the torch. So that's coming up too. So get in the underground if you want to. If not, you can always wait. It takes a couple weeks from it to go to the underground through the alpha beta channels, and then get to the basic early access folk who've just paid.
Yeah.
But you will get in early, and that includes anything like gray box maps or weapons or ships. Anything we do new, we put in the after we've tested it, we go immediately to the underground and let folks test it and say, yeah, we like this. This sucks. This needs to be bigger. Like, I think I remember the first, like the hitboxes were adjusted on because of Lothar and other people's Beckalter and stuff. They all got together and agreed that they needed to be adjusted. So we've adjusted those. They're probably not finished yet.
On that,
we still got some work to do there.
There's still a ways to go, but
it starts in the underground.
Yes.
And so that's where the main feedback happens, and then we'll adjust it before it gets to release. And then even after release, we probably still have adjustment to do. But the idea here is that you guys will help us make sure things are as good as possible once we get to release. So you're like the first line of defense. I mean, you are our testing community, and we appreciate that. It's amazing that that's allowing us to be a very open development. So. In that note, we want to thank all you undergrounders for being part of it. Thank all of our backers and new Steam folk who've bought it. And if you're watching the show, we're sorry. It's never going to get better.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. This is what happens.
We've done it for a long time.
Maybe next week there'll be like a yellow shirt day. No?
Not going to happen.
We did have a green shirt day one day, and you couldn't see us. And that was probably the best show of all time.
They could still hear us.
They could. Unfortunately, that may not have been the
Well,
best
we
show.
couldn't fix that.
So it's more like a podcast with floaty heads. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter. Just come out and check it out. We stream a lot. We tell you what's going on. We're very active. If you want to be part of the process, you want to stream the game, let us know what you're doing. We're going to feature streamers, the ones who do it the most, on our front page. We want to help them because they're helping us. So a lot of that's coming. Join our forums. Get your forum feedback questions in. Let us know what you guys think, what you want to know, what's going on, which direction we're going. We should have a roadmap coming up this Friday. We should have at least a rudimentary one. We don't want to necessarily put dates because we were at a company before that struggled with that, and so we want to make sure that we are able to hit what we say we're going to hit. So if we're a little vague at times, that's just too bad.
Small steps.
Yeah, small steps. So we will see you all underground.
Come shoot us.
Complete. Fail. Complete. Well done. Take off.